Forget the pizza and wings. How about Italian beef and hot dog for your Super Bowl party? That's what you'll get if you go with Chicago hometown favorite Portillo's that's been expanding across the country. Joining us, the CEO is back here on the Schwab Network, Michael Osanloo from Portillo's. Mike, great to have you back on the show again.
Thank you, Oliver. Great to be back. You got to eat the food, though, Oliver. You got to eat the food.
I know. I'm going to literally have that dog in me in a few here.
All right.
Tell me about how you guys are prepping for this weekend. I mean, a big event. I imagine you guys are looking to get some orders and some takeout.
We do. You know, we are a favorite for catering sales. So our catering team, and we've built up a catering team now that does all kinds of outbound calls. So we're getting people Chicago classics, some of the favorites for their Super Bowl feasts. So, you know, if you're anywhere near us, you can order it. You can still actually probably order it from our ship to business and get it there in time for the Super Bowl as well.
All right. You guys are a lot closer to a lot of folks than you were a couple years back. When you were here in Chicago in our studio, you talked to us about your expansion that was going really well in Texas. Give us the update on your regional goals.
Yeah. Totally, you said it well. I mean, we were at the beginning of 2023, we had 72 restaurants. We're now at 84 restaurants. You know, in a very short period of time, we went from 0 to 4 in DFW. So we're across 10 states now. We're continuing to grow in major metropolitan areas that have growth and population tailwind. You know, I publicly said that in 2024, we're going to open our first restaurant in Houston. We continue to grow across Central Florida. We'll continue to build in Dallas and Arizona. And then we announced that we're looking at sites actively in Atlanta, in Denver, and in Las Vegas.
Okay. Where is the status on those? What's the timeline for those locations?
I think those locations will probably, you know, with the way the world works today, it's a solid 18-month process to get a new restaurant site picked, permitted, and built. And so think of Denver, Atlanta, Vegas coming online in late 25, early 26.
Okay. This is a pre-earnings interview. You got earnings in a couple weeks.
Right.
The market kind of hit you guys on your earnings from last summer. We talked about that a little then. Shares have continued to slide, but overall, the last time you reported, there seemed to still be a lot of growth. So it seems like your objectives are largely being reached. How come the market's so harsh, you think?
You know, I think that we're caught up in sort of macro factors. I think that as a small cap growth stock, everyone pays a lot of attention to interest rates. Never mind that we fund all of our growth with cash flow, but we get lumped in with everybody else who's got to borrow money. So, you know, high growth small cap stocks suffer when interest rates are high. So we're seeing some of that. I think we just need to continue to do what we say we're going to do, continue to grow. Every restaurant we build, Oliver, is cash flow positive from go. And we'll just keep doing what we say we're going to do, and the market will figure it out eventually.
Do you need to access financing anyway anytime soon?
No, I joke. The good news is our CFO, Michelle Hook, I go to the bank of Michelle Hook whenever I need money. And so we have sufficient cash flow to build all the restaurants we want, deploy the capital as necessary internally, continue to become a better organization, you know, make the smart investments to grow your business in a healthy way.
Do you think about your cash pile like that? Like cash divided by amount that it takes to build a store? Like how many stores could you build? I'm curious if that's like a stat you think about.
So let me put it this way. As for the foreseeable future, we have absolutely zero cash constraints. Okay. So we can build every restaurant that we want with our existing cash flow. And never mind that we've got a $100 million line of credit that we could always dip into if necessary.
Got it. Okay. And right now, as you mentioned, the regional goals, is there a growth avenue in terms of the online? You're building a lot of stores in place. You mentioned earlier the way you can purchase food, have it delivered. What does that look like in terms of the bottom line impact for people that are like buying Portillo's remotely?
Yeah, so this is one of the things that Portillo's did well before I got here, which has had a fantastic online business where we shipped literally to all 50 states. So the two items you had in front of you, our hot dogs, our Italian beef sandwiches, and our famous chocolate cake, we can ship anywhere in the country, and we do ship anywhere in the country. So that's a great business for us. It continues to grow. And funny enough, we use that business as an insight into where we think there's latent demand for us, so that's where we go build restaurants. So it wouldn't surprise you if I told you that prior to last year, the number one place we shipped our food to, Dallas, Texas. Now we have 4 restaurants there.
So you've got
Atlanta is a big place to ship. Denver's a big place to ship.
So that's a good way to figure out where to go, basically. Kind of test out the market beforehand. It looks like they're expecting analysts right now for you to show top line growth of 20% in this coming quarter. I know earnings coming up, you have to be careful about what you say, but I mean, that would be the highest year-over-year quarterly growth, at least in the last 2 years. Is that right?
I think that would be a very, very good number. I mean, keep in mind, right, we have Tailwind, which is 12 new restaurants, which hits that. And then we've got positive comp. And so we have guided to, relatively high growth rates. But that's where we are, right? We went from 72 to 84. We've publicly said that we'll build at least 9+ restaurants this year. So I mean, it's just simple math. From 72 to, by the end of this year, 93 restaurants. It's a lot of very attractive cash flow positive growth.
All right. Sounds like things are going off according to plan. Market definitely has been pretty rough on restaurant biz, growing in the high single digits. So we'll watch for the earnings in a couple of weeks. Michael, thanks as always for the insight on the plan and being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Oliver.
Absolutely. And enjoy the Super Bowl, of course. Michael Osanloo, President and CEO at Portillo, ticker PTLO. Earnings coming out still in a couple of weeks. We'll, of course, hit it and figure out the latest comps, etc.